YouTube? Welcome to another exciting episode of Gun Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the regular maintenance of your firearm and ensuring that your firearm is always clean and ready for the Call of Duty in the event you have to use it in a self-defense situation. First off, I'd like to start by saying Happy National Shooting Month. With all of us being regular shooters, some of us may just regularly shoot skeet, trap, or what have you. Anything shooting, we're all for it. Like I say, Happy National Shooting Month, in the month of August, obviously. But like I say, with all these different shooting events and things like that, or even with your everyday carry, your firearm is going to get dirty. It's going to get really dirty. I am embarrassed to say that I have not cleaned this one in probably about 2 months. So now, throughout the course of daily traveling, whether you carry inside the pant or even outside the pant, whether you have to take it off your persons and lock it in your glove compartment, what have you, because of pistol-free laws or anything like that, your gun is going to get exposed to a lot of dirt. So when we take this one open, when we take this one apart and open it up and whatnot, you'll see. And like I say, I'm embarrassed. Please do not hate me. I already hate myself enough for this. This is crazy. It is recommended that you guys clean your firearms after every use. And I know that you can't always do it religiously or after every use, but it is recommended, and it serves a purpose. It's not just because we want our guns to be clean all the time. It's because if your gun is dirty, there could be things obstructing the barrel. Your magazine could be dirty, and then your follower and your spring and things like that might not work. A number of things could go wrong. So we just encourage that you guys clean them after every use. That way you know for sure that it's gonna work when you want it to, because there's no saying the loudest sound in the world is when you hear a click instead of a bang and a bang instead of a click. So to break that down, the click instead of a bang, in the event your gun was dirty or inoperable, if you will, and you go to use it for self-defense, or even if you're just hanging out with your friends at your local range and you hear a click instead of a bang, it's gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute, something's not working right. Or in the event you were careless and had a loaded firearm, and let's go back to the basics. We want to treat these firearms like they are loaded at all times. This is why I start off my videos by making sure they are clear. And that's not just because I want to show you guys on YouTube that, hey, I'm safe with a firearm. It's because I practice it daily. And I want you guys to do the same thing. So, like I say, the loudest sound is when you hear a bang instead of a click. So you guys want to always treat these firearms like they're loaded at all times. And until, if this firearm ever goes out of your sight or what have you, or if you're unsure, check it. Have your partner check it, what have you. But without further ado, we're gonna open this one up, make sure it is unloaded. Empty magazine, that's the follower there. Now, sorry if this light blinds you guys or stuns your camera for a second. All right. So now, what I do, I use the flashlight method because I'm not gonna put my face in front of a barrel. That's just not gonna happen. You could use a cleaning rod if you had thought that there was something stuck in there to ensure that there isn't anything, or you could use the light method. This, to me, is the safest method because I'm not putting my face in front of there, and I can see, hey, if I don't see light on the end of this tunnel, then there's probably something in there. Same with the magazine well. So, without further ado, let's get this thing clean. All right, so to clean our firearms, to start, we're gonna make sure, like I say in all my videos, I'm not gonna expose myself unnecessarily to lead. And I'll say this again, because this is very important to me. In the event you think that lead exposure is a laughable matter, or if it's something that you should take lightly, I welcome you to read some literature on the Flint water crisis. They are still in crisis. Although the pandemic is going on, they still do not have clean water. So in the event you can check out some literature, check out some programs or resources that you can maybe donate to get these guys the things they need. So let's get to it. Make sure you have latex gloves or any type of protective equipment on. Also, we're going to use a quality gun cleaning kit. This one is my Winchester gun cleaning kit. Ops number 9, can't go wrong with it. Any type of firearm lubricant would do, but me personally, I just prefer the old reliable rim oil. So let's glove up. All right, so like I said, this thing is dirty. Please do not hate me. And like I say, sorry if this stuns your camera, but it's got to be done. I can see light on the edge of the photo there. We're gonna check it there. See light, fine. So now I feel confident in letting this slide forward with ease. Now, like I was saying, we all know that Glocks have a similar feature like this. And I'm not comparing this firearm to a Glock by any means, as far as quality or anything like that. I do say that this is a pretty decent gun that is on the inexpensive side, but I'm not comparing it to a Glock by any means. But to take these apart, slightly pull back the slide, pull down your takedown pins. That's this piece here. See, I'm kind of using my fingers to pull that down. I'm letting my slide forward, and then I release the trigger, and it comes right apart. Simple, easy. Now, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Like I said, this is my everyday carry and things like that, so it is filthy. I can't believe I'm showing you guys this, but I know it's like something out of a nightmare. Like I say, it's a lot of lint buildup and a lot of debris from everyday carry. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that gets in there. Can't believe I'm showing you guys this. Please don't hate me. I know it's filthy. All right, so now we got the lower separated. We're gonna take out our guide rod. Now, a lot of things to make sure when you're taking apart your firearm and anything like that, make sure your spring is still intact. A lot of people may say, oh, there's no need to look at that or whatever, or a lot of people just don't focus on it when they go to clean the firearm. But you want to make sure that's clean. Then the next thing, your barrel pops right out. That's your barrel. Then you're left with your slide. So now, you're going to start by cleaning out the debris on here, and you're going to use your brush. You're going to use your brush. And this is loosening up any gunpowders or any type of debris that may have built up either from everyday carry, like lint and things like that, or like there's a lot of lint coming off of here, or from jacketed, full metal jacketed rounds and things like that, whether it be target rounds or defensive. But there's going to be a lot of things that go on inside of your firearm when you fire it, and it's going to leave a lot of dust and things. That's why it's recommended that you clean them after every use. We're getting all that gunk out of there. All right, and then we're gonna do the same with our lower. My God, this thing is This thing is filthy. But you know what? I'm not gonna beat myself up too much about it because hey, I'm cleaning it right now. I mean, I've heard of people not even knowing how to take their guns apart to clean it, and they've had it for years. You know, but it's that's not to beat yourself up. I mean, like, long as you're watching this video or learning from a reputable teacher or what have you, you're getting it done. You know, so don't sit up there and beat yourself up about not knowing how to clean your firearm. Like, if you're taking the time to learn, hey, you're doing better than what most people are doing, quite honestly. Like I said, there's a lot of debris and things like that that's coming out of there. And this is just to loosen everything up. This isn't going to be your end-all, be-all, like, you know, this brush here. You're going to do a lot more than that. This is just to get all the lint. Like, if you guys can see this table, I know the light is you know, make it so you can't see it, but there's a lot of debris here. So now next, our barrel. First off, I'm going to clean the exterior of the barrel before I go off into cleaning out the inside. If you all can see there, it's filthy. Look at that. That's a pretty decent amount of lint, and I am disappointed in myself, you know, for letting that happen. But like I say, it's getting done. And then you guys could see this ramp here. That's actually supposed to be silver, like a decent silver. That's black. So I'm gonna take the smaller end of that, and I'm gonna just get that out of there before I take the bores cleaner and things like that. Now, for those of you who all like take heed to my warning on the lead and things like that, they do have non-firing. They do have lead-free rounds for those who don't feel comfortable or don't want to expose themselves. They make them in defensive and target rounds, and they're not that expensive compared to your regular rounds. You just need to find some place that has them. I mean, your local Dick's or Dunham's, they may have them. And they make them in shotgun and rifle and pistol. So you won't have to change up anything. You know, it'll just give you I would say, a healthier shooting experience. Now, I wouldn't eat out on a range, obviously, but, you know, you could, I wouldn't want to say you could, relax a little, because there's like, if you're at a public range, everybody's not going to be as lead conscious as you are, so there's going to be still lead exposure in there. Now if you go to an exclusive lead free range, hey, you're in the money there, you know, you're in the money. So quite honestly, I would recommend it. It's a better shooting experience. I mean, and it's just better in my opinion. So now we're going to take this tool here, and now the same thing I did when I brushed out everything. Excuse me. When I brushed out everything earlier, this is just to loosen up any debris or any lint or anything that may be stuck inside of your barrel. So I'm gonna show you guys that. I don't know if you can see that very well. I've always wondered, you know, back when I was a kid, I would wonder what that was on the James Bond intro. You know, before I got older, I didn't know it was a gun barrel that he was looking on. You would think it's like an eye or something like that, but it's definitely a gun barrel. You can see the lands and grooves there and things like that. But this attachment is just to clean out and loosen up any dirt and grime and things like that. And already it's starting to look better. So now to clean this, We're going to take away this attachment. And we're going to take this one here. Now we're going to take some patches. I'm going to start off with about 2 or 3 of them. I'm probably going to go through a few of these though. Then I'm going to take my my Hops number 9 bore cleaner. Oh, excuse me. Then I'm going to kind of go slowly and I'm going to twist it as I go. And it should collect up a lot of that dirt. And you're going to repeat this process until your cloths come out clean. So it may take a little bit. Like I said, I haven't cleaned this one in, I think, a couple months here. And I kind of did that one kind of purposely, you know, because I get a lot of people that say, well, how do you clean certain guns and things like that? So, you know, it's not just because I'm a slob with my firearms and things like that. So we're going to take this one, do the same thing. And you guys can, like I said, you'll see the dirt. So it's not like you'll be doing this forever, you know, and wondering, well, is it clean? Is it clean? You'll notice, especially if your firearm is pretty dirty. Like I say, already you can see that ramp looking better. All right, now it's starting to look a lot better. I wanted to get the exterior with a little bit of this here. It's not going to hurt it at all. And of course I'm going to wipe it down and get it a lot cleaner. It's just with this one being somewhat of a clean cloth, you know, clean bore pad. I wanted to wipe it off there. So now this should be the final pass. And they do make snakes for this sort of thing, like not necessarily the bore cleaner, you know, just to clean out any lint or anything like that. They do make snakes for that. And a snake is just a more flexible version of what I'm doing here. So now this one came out a whole lot cleaner from start to finish. It came out cleaner than the first one. And it came out cleaner than the last one before this here. And I'm just going to use it to wipe up some of this dirt from the exterior of the barrel. Much better. There's no obstructions in there. I'm trying to get you guys a good picture of that. And then I'm gonna take a dry cloth, and I'll have to do the run through method probably a few times just to make sure it's all dry. But you're gonna take some dry ones, put it through the breech. I'm just gonna take this one and just spin it through there a few times. This one's already coming out cleaner. Like I say, I'm gonna wipe it a little bit, wipe the exterior, and then you're gonna complete this process until it comes out clean and dry and things like that, because you don't want to have all that bore cleaner in there, or else it'll kind of act like a magnet for you know, as soon as you go to holster your firearm. You know, and these same, like some of these same methods should be taken when it comes down to your holsters and things like that, because if you notice on your everyday carry holster, there's going to be a lot of lint buildup, and that stuff is no good, you know, if your gun is going to constantly be exposed to that sort of thing. And I know that it's going to be exposed to, you know, regardless of certain conditions and things like that, but if you could help it, try to help it. And like I say, like with a lot of these holsters, just keep them clean. Make sure they're made it for the gun and not just some cheap one size fit all piece of garbage. You know, that barrel's looking real clean there, real clean. All right, so now that I'm done with the barrel, kind of gonna take the small end of my brush here, the wire brush. I'm gonna scrub this just a little bit more because this one is really dirty and there's a lot of buildup in there. Much better. Now, what I like to do when I check out and see if some of my firearms are in working order, I would try to take off the rear base plate and things like that. And what I'm doing here, you guys can see this this plastic here, and like I said, it's kind of the same thing with the Glocks and things like that. You could either take a roll punch, or you can take your cleaning rod if it's small enough. Apply a slight bit of pressure to that orange part I just showed you, and you're going to kind of ease it upward, letting off that tension with your finger, and your base plate comes right off. Then I'm going to use my finger and guide that upward. Guide it up, and there's your firing pin. You'll want to make sure all the notches on your spring are intact. Make sure none of them are kinked or broken completely, because this is what's, you know, this is how your firearm fires. So in the event something's broken in there, you're gonna hear that click, and like I said, it's gonna be extremely loud. So, and quite honestly, when I'm working with my firearms, like for the purpose of cleaning and things like that, I have a small air compressor that I use, you know, to blow in and out of holes like that. I can't fire it up right now for the sake of the video, and it's not extremely loud, but it's loud enough to kind of distort the sound, and I don't want to do that to you guys' ears. I'm going to take my cleaning rod, and I'm going to attach this piece here. I'm going to attach that back to the cleaning rod. And now what I'm going to do, where the placement for my firing pin was at, I'm going to go inside of that spot there. Then I'm just going to give it a quick swish. Make sure everything's alright. It wasn't extremely dirty in there. It wasn't extremely oily or anything like that. And you know, if you got a lot of these guns and things like that, and don't know how to take your firing pin out for a basic inspection, just shoot me shoot me a email, or check me out on Instagram. My Instagram is Safe Firearm Training, all one word. And shoot me a DM, and if I can, I will try to either make a video on it, or I will try to reach out to you personally. Once again, that's on Instagram, Safe Firearm Training, all one word. And I'll be happy to help you guys out. Like I say, there's no point of me getting off into this sort of thing if I can't help someone with a basic question. You know, it's looking a lot cleaner. I'm gonna take another pad there. Because like I say, these guns, they get really dirty, and like, especially if you're if you conceal carry or anything like that. What's the point of having these things if you don't know how to use them, or if you don't even know if everything is intact? Like, that's a really big deal. And just like that, this sucker is getting clean. I would say you can eat off of it, but I'm not gonna. That just sounds crazy. But it is pretty clean. And that air compressor, you know, if you have the right hose attachment, it could get in some of the places that your brushes and things can't. Now that's just a basic takedown and cleaning, making sure it's ready for use and things like that. And bonus, now that I show you guys how to take these off, like, you guys could put like different base plates on them, and they look extremely cool. Like I showed you guys on one of my earlier videos, I have a blue base plate on my Glock and things like that, and a blue magazine base plate. And now to get this, I don't mean to jump from that to this, but to get this back in there, this is gonna go into that channel there, exactly the way it came out. And then it's gonna line up there. Like, it won't go this way, it'll be obstructed. It can't go that way, it'll be obstructed, but it'll just go right down in there. And now to get that on there and get this base plate, you're going to need your roll pin set. You're gonna need to push that down just slightly. I would say come in from over top there, push it down, then use your finger some of the way. Sometimes it can get undone as you go and push that down. And just like that, it snaps back in place. Shake your oil. Spray here. Spray a little bit in there, a generous amount, because it's all going to come out anyhow. So I just spray a generous amount in there. You can't, I mean, obviously you don't want it saturated in it, but just enough so everything is lubed properly. Spray some along the track there. And in one of our later videos, we're going to take these off. I've done it already on my Glock and whatnot, but you can take these off and clean them all the same. So now we're going to put our barrel back inside of there. And now I've had this problem with my Glock once before, and it's quite simple. I don't know if you guys ever suffer from it, but especially if there is like a brand new gun, you'll go to pull back the slide and it gets that sound, like, you know, like a bunch of springs are, you know, moving about and whatnot. But take a little bit of rim oil, spray it, just like that. You're good to go, and you won't have that problem. Move it forward. You guys want to make sure it's on track properly. Empty magazine, place inside, and just like that, it's done. So now that our firearm is clean and everything is all ready for everyday shooting or everyday carry, one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, in the event you don't know how to clean your firearms or break them down for regular maintenance and whatnot, be sure to consult your local gunsmith, a certified instructor, or someone who's educated, someone who's firearm savvy and things like that, because if your firearm isn't clean or ready for everyday use or self-defense, what's the point of owning it? So as always, like, comment, subscribe, share it, follow us on Instagram at Safe Firearm Training, and be safe. Bye for now.